All right, welcome to Jake Huger's predictions for the next round of the playoffs. This is going to be fun. Now, I'm wearing the championship belt here across my shoulder because I believe 3 weeks before the playoffs began, I said that San Diego would make the playoffs and perhaps the Super Bowl. Did they make the playoffs? I believe they did. Did they kick Cincinnati's asses as I predicted? I believe they did. Now, I've also been saying San Francisco is going to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and they're still on track as well. So let's focus on next week then. New England versus Indianapolis. I have no idea. Look, you got to go with what you know. And last week I was saying Indianapolis versus KC. I have no idea who was going to win that game. Well, it turns out nobody had any idea who was going to win that game. Now, I wound up betting on some things and won all of them anyway. Championship belt. It's not just for fantasy football. Okay, and that's because I bet on players I did know, right? So I thought that T.Y. Hilton would get a lot more catches than Dwayne Bowe, and he did. So that's the kind of stuff that I love, right? But in this case, look, New England is favored. They're likely to win. They're playing at home. They might even crush Indianapolis. But is there some chance that Indianapolis could pull it out? Yeah, there is. They're a pretty good team. And New England is really hurting at receiver. I mean, their lack of depth at some point is going to catch up with them. Probably not next week, but you don't know. So I'm skipping that game in terms of any betting or anything along those lines or prognostications. Now, Denver versus San Diego, now that's a different story. You know that I love betting against Peyton Manning in the playoffs, and obviously I'm very excited about San Diego this year. And by the way, one more piece of unbearable bragging. Not only was I right that Norv Turner sucked and he was what was keeping down the San Diego Chargers, not only have I been saying all along that guys like Peyton Manning suck, so this is why this game is such a collision for me of all that stuff. But anybody who's been following TYT Sports for a while knows that I said even during the Norv Turner era that Phillip Rivers does not necessarily suck. While people were calling him losers, I was saying no, he might even be a winner if you just got rid of Norv Turner. It appears as that's what we're in for here. Now, so look, the great thing about predictions is that if Denver crushes San Diego, as most people think they're going to, next week, then you can come back around and go, ha ha, Mr. Championship Belt, what happened now? And that would be fun, okay? But I don't think that's what's going to happen. Do I think San Diego can win it? Of course I do, right? But the game is 9.5 points. 9.5 points in favor of Denver. Yummy in my tummy. Can't wait. Can't wait. Oh, now you got to be rooting for Denver. Because if San Diego beats Denver next week, I am going to be unbearable. If you thought I was bad before, wait till you see me strutting in here after. I might get 2 belts. All right, San Francisco versus Carolina. Look, I still think San Francisco is going to the Super Bowl, though they do concern me from time to time. And boy, have I underestimated Carolina throughout the year. So I'm not underestimating them this week. I think they're going to give San Francisco a hell of a fight. I think San Francisco will barely survive, but I wouldn't expect them to win big. Carolina's defense is great. Riverboat Ron Rivera, once he switched tactics, went from conservative to taking more risks, has done a great job of coaching. Cam Newton is better than I expected, and they're at home. So I think that's going to be a tough game. I hope San Francisco pulls it out. And then finally, the only other thing that I have to add, other than the San Diego prediction that is interesting, is watch out for New Orleans and Seattle. I know they got crushed there before, and everybody's dismissing them. But if I was going to bet on that game, I'd bet on New Orleans to win, certainly to cover, right? And, of course, look, this is ahead of time, so I could be wrong, and Seattle's a great team, and they're awesome at home. But I wouldn't bet Seattle, okay? I wouldn't do that. I think Drew Brees is on a mission. I think Seattle is beatable. Yes, they got a lot of talent, but they're weak at the receiver position. Let's see. Let's see what happens. But I think they are beatable at home. Now, given how much of a braggart I am, every prediction I've made, my guess is you're hoping it goes in the opposite direction. But it'll be fun either way. Now let's go watch the games.